so I'm going to go ahead and just use some of the neutral lighter browns in this brow palette to sketch out where I want my big chunks of skin missing. You can really use any colors for this. You can use a gray or like a bronzer color, anything like that, just as long as it's light, and it'll be easy to go over with other stuff. And this will get covered up later. It's just to trace out where you want the initial shapes to be. Now, after looking at this, I think that especially on the cheek section that's missing, it's a little bit too round. It doesn't fully give the illusion of like a cracked piece of skin, where you should try to make it a little bit more jagged if you can. It'll just really give that illusion of a cracked, like broken ceramic piece instead of just like a little section that, I don't know, was cut out. I was really going for like a cracked mask feel. I'm just filling that in with the NYX Jumbo Pencil in Black Bean. It's just a black liner. You could also use any like black gel liner, would work really well for this. When I did my skull makeup, I used a black gel liner. Then I'm going to go in with that NYX palette full of shadows that I chose myself and just do a mixture of the matte colors of all the different purples and the really dark black that I have in there and the blue, and just kind of randomly really just setting the edges. I left the middle of these sections still wet because I knew that I wanted the edges to be darker than the center of each of the pieces. So I really just set the edges and then went in with the other shinier colors in the center and blended those outward. Now you can really go with any color scheme. I just used some blues and some purples. I tried to zoom in as much as I could. If I zoomed in any farther than this, my camera just was not focusing at all on what I wanted to focus on. It would focus like on my hand or something really small like that, or my actual eyeball, and not the section that I really wanted it to focus on. So hopefully this is close enough. I'm really sorry if it's not, but I'm just switching between a couple of different brushes and a couple of the different colors and just kind of blending them in together. Is obviously going for like a purple and blue and green galaxy feel. So I put in a little bit of yellow later as well, but you can really do any color scheme you want. I tried to use the jumbo pencil in Milk from NYX, but it wasn't as opaque because there was already so much color and darkness down that it was just kind of washing out. So I went in with a liquid eyeliner in the shade White, and instead of covering my eyebrow initially and kind of flattening it out, I just decided that I was going to turn that section into a comet, like a big comet going through the sky. And I felt like the brow hairs would actually add texture that would really help it look more realistic. So if you don't want to have to worry about covering your brow with glue or anything like that, or shaving your brow off to make sure that it's smooth, then you can just turn your eyebrow into a little bit of like a comet, or use it as just texture in the sky. I think it actually looked really good. So I just switched between a white liquid liner and then I go in with some glitter. Again, you can't really tell because I couldn't really get the camera close enough or focused on that section of my eye and the section that I was working on. So I actually go in with some glitter liners from NYX as well, just to add some glitter. You could see it like up close, and when I go add in like the stars and little spots of glitter later on in these sections, you can see them up close, but unfortunately I could not get my camera to really pick it up as well as it was showing up in person. Then on my other cheek, I decided to do sort of a meteor shower. So that's what I'm doing right here. And again, I'm adding glitter. I kind of hop around between the different sections and different things that I'm doing. I'll add stars here and there, like just little white dots and little specks of glitter, just all around kind of randomly as I see fit. I had a general idea really when I was doing this, but as I was going, I was kind of just seeing, I'll do a little bit here and then go away for a while and come back to it and see if I think I needed to do more. And that's just kind of how I go through things. Then I take this felt tip liner and I kind of push it very lightly onto my skin to create like a, I don't know, like a stardust, maybe like a cloud kind of situation. It kind of gets covered up in the end, but I kind of cover it up a little bit with some of the more iridescent colored eyeshadows, but the effect was still kind of there and really pretty. And I think it added a lot of dimension. Everything that I use will be down below. I just really wanted to speed through this. Now you can do glam makeup around this. You can do no makeup around this. I decided that I wanted to put on some foundation and some bronzer because I wanted it to look natural but very flawless, because I knew that I really wanted this to come across really well in pictures. If you don't want to wear makeup at all, I think that would still look really cool. It would kind of look like your face is cracking off and you're looking into your soul, where it's like if you're wearing like glam makeup and your glam makeup is cracking off and it's looking at like your actual skin as a galaxy. Either way, I think it looks really cool. I was going more for the vibe that my actual skin was cracking off and you were looking into like my insides and it was a galaxy. So, but I really wanted it to look flawless in pictures, so I decided to put on some foundation and some bronzer and just a little bit of mascara because my eyelashes are kind of light. Then I go in with a black liquid liner and do the entire outline of those two galaxy chunks that are missing, just to really define that edge. And then I'm going to go in and add some cracks and do a little bit of shading. I shade around the bottom of these missing sections just with the same exact colors from the eyebrow palette, just some neutral, fairly light browns, to just add a little bit more dimension, make it look a little bit more realistic. I'm not a professional by any means. This isn't perfect by any means. I do need to practice a lot more with stuff like this. It could look way more realistic, but I think for a first try at this kind of illusion with makeup, I don't think I did half bad, if I do say so myself. So just remember, if you want to add cracks, even just a small amount of shading will really help with dimension and helping it stand out from the rest of your skin, so you don't look like you just have black lines all over your face. And also with the liquid liner, when you're doing the cracks, to make the cracks look a little bit more realistic, also make sure that they kind of taper to a fine point, or taper into like a really skinny line towards the end of the crack. I don't do the best job of that, like on my forehead, but in other sections, I really made sure that I tapered the ends of those lines. And then I go and take some very red and orange blushes that I had and add some red to that comet to make it look like kind of like it was on fire or like traveling really fast. And that is the finished product. You'll see in just a second that I did add in a smaller little chunk, but it was like hours after I had recorded and I decided I wanted another tiny section. I didn't want it to be just two huge ones. So I did the same exact steps just in a tiny little section. I hope that you like this video. Let me know down below what you think. Everything that I used will be listed in the description bar below, as well as my Instagram, my Twitch stream, my Teen Hearts discount. In case you were curious about that, go check them out. They're awesome. I post every Tuesday and Saturday, so keep a lookout for that. Other than that, I think we are good to go. So wherever you are, whatever you're doing, have a good one. Bye.